If you are pregnant or you've recently had a baby, this podcast is for you. I am your host, Kath Bequee, a physiotherapist working in women's health and mum of three. Inside my online program, Fitness Mama, I just love helping support women to care for their bodies during pregnancy, prepare their bodies for birth, and support their after-birth recovery, helping them feel confident and strong inside out during this important stage of their lives. In this podcast, join me each week as we dive into all things pregnancy care, childbirth, and postnatal recovery, helping you through every step of the journey. It is absolutely possible to feel amazing and confident in our bodies during this motherhood journey, and I want that for you. Come and say hi to me on Instagram at @fitnessmama, and let's dive into today's episode. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Pregnancy, Birth and Recovery podcast. Today I am really excited to chat with Gulinka, and Gulinka is a personal stylist and style coach, and the reason I've asked her on today is because she's really about, her whole ethos is about quality over quantity. And I know pregnancy is a time when we're not wanting to necessarily go out and buy a whole new wardrobe. We're not going to want to necessarily buy a whole lot of new outfits that are only going to last us a few months. So I thought Gulinka was a perfect person to speak to in regards to discussing some tips and style hacks to help us save money, to help us utilise our wardrobe through pregnancy into postpartum, and adapting our existing wardrobe to help accommodate our changing body. So you're going to love this episode with Gulinka. She's a beautiful person and she has a lot of great tips to share. And I do have to apologise. She mentioned quite a few different types of clothes that I didn't know what I didn't know the term that was. So we had to rewind a few times and she had to explain some of the outfits that she was discussing. So excuse that ignorance. Perhaps it was just me. But before we do dive into this episode, I'd love to invite you to join us inside Fitness Mama. If you'd like help and support in reclaiming your pelvic floor, core and strength safely, and to feel confident in your body inside out during and after pregnancy, then come and join us with a 7-day free trial. Perhaps you found that you're not exercising as much as you'd like to during pregnancy and after birth. Perhaps you're busy, or you've lost the motivation, or you're not sure how to best be looking after your body. Perhaps you've got the pelvic girdle pain and abdominal muscle separation, and you're not sure about the best exercises for you. Or you want to get back into running after birth and you want the best kickstarter possible. Then join us for these convenient, short, easy workouts that you can do from the comfort of home whilst your bubba sleeps, or whilst your baby is lying next to you, or your toddler's running around, or at the end of a long day at work. So head to fitnessmama.com and the link is in the show notes. Right, let's dive into this episode with Gulinka. Gulinka, welcome to the podcast. 2 years in the making and we're finally chatting. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Kath. I'm so excited to be here.
So as I mentioned in the introduction, we are talking all things pregnancy style for new mums who have just into motherhood. So it's great to have you on board because you're the perfect person to speak to all about this. Let's start off with pregnancy, because I do want to talk about pregnancy and postpartum, because I know pregnancy is a time where the body is changing. You can't fit into clothes that you used to be able to fit into, but women aren't necessarily wanting to spend a lot of money on a whole new wardrobe when it's only going to last a few months. We're getting straight into it. What are some pregnancy style tips or hacks that you've got?
So I think when it comes to your personal style, it's really important to feel like you're still you in that process when you're going through any type of change in your life, especially through pregnancy, when it's such a beautiful time in your life. It's such a special time. It's so important to still feel like you in your clothing. So to make sure that you've got items in your wardrobe that can carry you through pregnancy and postpartum, here are my top things that I think everyone should have in their wardrobe. So high quality leggings are definitely a must. I feel like if you've got some stretchy, comfortable leggings, they're going to carry you through pregnancy and postpartum as well. And I find that the Lululemon Align leggings are a fantastic option because they're comfortable, they're soft, they're buttery, and you want to feel comfortable. And I think even just pairing it with a t-shirt and a trench coat, it's really easy to style up leggings. You know, when you're on the run, doing a school run, you just want to feel comfortable. And I think in terms of dresses, wrap dresses are also a fantastic option as well. I think with wrap dresses, they're great because they'll grow with your bump. And I find that when wrap dresses, if they end up getting too small, you can always wear it like a jacket. So that's also a good hack. So when it comes to dressing and dressing for your bump, layering is also really fantastic as well. So having that wrap dress as a layer is also great. And I think it's also important to focus on comfortable clothing. So clothing with elasticized waistbands are fantastic as well. So at the moment, there's some really good matching sets like co-ords. So Dish do some fantastic co-ords, so do Assembly the Label. And they're also really stylish. So you can feel really put together in a co-ord. It's sort of like a non-fuss outfit that you can just put on with your slides and you'll feel stylish but also comfortable as well. So I think having something like that in your wardrobe is great.
So, Gulinka, I don't know that term you're using. What are you calling it?
A cohort. So a cohort is...
cohort.
Yeah.
Got it. Cohort. Like together.
No,
Got it.
Cohort. It's a coordinate.
A coordinate. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. So not COHORT. It's a coordinate. Got it.
Yeah. So a co-ord. So It would be, like a matching set.
I'm probably the only person listening that didn't know what you're talking about.
So again, really comfortable for your wardrobe as well. And then also I think knit dresses, maxi skirts, they're going to be fantastic to carry you through your entire pregnancy and postpartum as well, because the materials are going to be stretchy, they're going to be soft, and they're really easy to style up with different tops as well, especially for the cooler months, but then also transitioning to the warmer months as well. So I think having a few sort of staple pieces in your wardrobe where they're going to make you feel good, and I think that's the most important thing. It's the feeling. Like when you're going through any change in your life, any body changes, it's so important to wake up in the morning and throw something on that's going to make you feel good, because you want that feeling to carry you forward throughout your day. And if you've got those go-to outfits where you know that you can just put them on and just feel immediately put together without putting in much effort, I think having those go-tos are really important during that time.
And I think what you mentioned there in terms of it's the feeling, I 100% agree with you then, because perhaps this shouldn't be the case, but depending on what I put on in the morning really does set me up for the day. Like I know if I'm going to be hanging around home and I wear my, comfy trackies, it just sets that tone versus if I put on something a bit nicer and I feel good in, I'm more likely to get out and about. I'm more likely, it's just really interesting, isn't it?
It is. It's
different clothes for different moods.
Definitely. And I think it's so interesting. And this is where I feel so passionate about style, is the psychological impact that style can have, because it's something that's always within your control. It's something that you can change. And when you put an outfit on that feels like you and makes you feel good, then it's going to just carry through your entire day. And then that means that you're going to show up differently that day as well. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that clothes can evoke a feeling, which then, allows you to show up differently, which then makes you go ahead and achieve anything that you want to achieve in life. I feel like it's just such a powerful tool, a transformational tool.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I remember in those newborn days of having a baby, I always thought if I can wash my hair today and blow dry it, like that, I loved doing that because I would just already feel better. I'd already feel less sleep deprived. It was, so I can totally understand what you're saying there.
And I think comfort is such an important factor as well. So I think when you're picking clothes, and I guess when you're going through this change, don't feel the need to go out and buy a whole new maternity wardrobe, because you're only going to be wearing it, for a period of time. So you don't want all these clothes that you may not wear again. So it's all about thinking about, how do I utilize my wardrobe to the best ability that I can, and only invest in those things that you know that you'll be using. So for example, you might want to invest in, say, a blazer. So an oversized blazer is also a great way to style up any outfit, and you will definitely wear it after you've had your baby. It's a great layering piece. So investing in those things that you know that you'll still use in your wardrobe is really important. And I think also paying attention to materials as well. So anything that's got elastin, that's a little bit stretchy, is made out of natural fibers, it's really going to feel comfortable. So I think comfort is a big factor, and especially breathability and washability as well. So I would always look for items that have that factor. And in terms of using what you...
with that, is elastin a natural fibre?
No, elastin will allow for the stretch. So if you've got a natural fibre mixed with if you've got a natural fibre mixed with elastin, you'll have that stretch to it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. I was just going to comment as well. You said how comfort is really important, and I love those, like what you mentioned about the elasticized pants or leggings or something with a really comfortable waistband, because I definitely remember I remember getting a pair of pants that were exactly like that, and then I wore them for postpartum, and I remember then trying to put on my jeans or something else, after my baby was born, and I couldn't do it. I just felt it too uncomfortable. So I ended up living in that pair of pants that I'd bought for over a year postpartum until that comfort becomes so important.
Definitely. And I think a good hack to use your jeans for as long as possible, or a good hack to wear your jeans for as long as possible, is actually taking an elastic band, like a hair tie, and looping it over the button and through your buttonhole and tying it back onto your button. So that just allows the waist of the jean to expand. And it's a fantastic hack to get the best and most use of your jeans during pregnancy as well.
Love that. You've just got to make sure your tops are long enough to hide the elastic band. Too funny. I remember I got actually an insert that I put into my jeans at the time, but it did not work. It kept bunching up, falling off. So that elastic band does sound like a good hack.
And I think layering is also a fantastic styling hack as well, because immediately you're adding those vertical lines. So you're breaking up your outfit and adding proportion and balance to your outfit as well. So layering pieces can be anything from like a jacket, a trench coat, a gilet. You can probably find those already in your wardrobe as well. And it's just a fantastic way to add additional warmth or jazz up a sort of like more of like your basics.
So with layering, I'm just thinking if you've got a pregnant belly, you're meaning, for example, if you had a shirt and then a jacket. Are there any other ways to layer with pregnancy?
Definitely.
Or postpartum?
I think so. So there's definitely other ways to layer. I think a great layering piece is a gilet. So you can definitely buy. So a gilet is like a long vest. Yeah. So you can buy gilets from Zara.
For everyone listening, Gulinka noticed I was looking a bit confused. You've got all these clothes terms that I don't know. I'm becoming educated. Okay, continue with your gilet.
So it's like a long vest, and you can buy these off the high street as well. So Zara stock a lot of great gilets in different colors. So again, it's just like a fantastic way if you have a nice stretchy top that you feel comfortable in, just throwing a gilet on top of that with some jeans or some comfortable pants. Immediately you're adding those vertical lines, proportions, and you're feeling more comfortable as well. And even for the office, they're fantastic too. And blazers, trench coats, cardigans, anything where you feel like that item is still authentic to your personal style. You probably already have it in your wardrobe, but the art of layering is just going to change up your entire look. So layering is definitely something that I recommend when you're going through body changes as well.
This episode is brought to you by Baby Bee, Australian-owned and designed prams combining quality, safety and style. Not only does Baby Bee let you try their prams at home with free returns for 9 months, yes, that's 9 months, they also offer an industry-leading 3-year warranty for total peace of mind. With thousands of 5-star reviews, around-the-clock customer care, and up to $300 of free accessories with every pram, what are you waiting for? Go visit www.babybeeonline.com and check them out for yourself. And yes, for listeners of the podcast, there is a 20% discount code. Enter FITBEE, FITBEE 20 at checkout, and T's and C's apply.
Love it. So really, I'm thinking in between the lines of everything you've just said. Let's say you're pregnant and you want to buy a couple of new outfits. Actually, I'm going to let you say it. If there were just 3 items or 2 or 3 items that you would think would be like must-have wardrobe essentials for a pregnant woman who wants to keep these items through to postpartum and motherhood and beyond, what would they be?
I would say definitely some comfortable tights, because you will have them in your wardrobe forever and you'll probably live in them as well. Secondly, I would say a matching set, a cord, because it's just going to be really comfortable, especially in the warmer months as well. And they're fantastic pieces to just wear on holidays because you're just going to feel comfortable, floaty, airy. They're just fantastic pieces to have in your wardrobe. And the third one I would say would be a knit dress. So a knit dress is really easy to style up with some boots for the winter, with some slides for the summer, and it's going to grow with your belly. It will stretch with your belly as well. And it's also a fantastic wardrobe staple to have as part of your basics.
You've just reminded me of a wool dress I bought from a maternity shop 5 years ago that I reckon would still be perfect today. So I might have to go and dig that out the wardrobe. Oh my gosh, that's a whole other topic that we could talk about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clearing out the wardrobe. I probably shouldn't have just admitted that to you.
Well, it's good that you've gotten good use out of it. And if you can pull it out again and restyle it a different way, that's even better.
Okay, let's now chat about, because I find this is always tricky, especially when pregnant or a new mum, dressing for different occasions. And how do we do that without buying whole new outfits every time?
I think if you're dressing...
Well, sorry, not so much different occasions. What I mean is like a special occasion.
So for special occasions, I think some of the styles that you might want to consider, if you're thinking about wearing a dress, A-line dresses will always be quite flattering. So if you're postpartum or you are, or you want to dress your bump, I think A-line dresses are fantastic because they're comfortable. They have room for your belly. And maxi dresses are also great as well because they are just comfortable and easy to style, and wrap dresses as well. So I think in terms of dresses, I'd say those styles would be really comfortable. And with shoes, like when your feet are swelling, you want your shoes to be comfortable as well. So mules are also a fantastic option. And if you are going for more of a pant style, again, go for anything that's elasticized in the waist, and a nice, comfortable, flowy material is also really great. And if you are thinking, so one of my recommendations is to go and rent an outfit, because you might need to size up a couple of sizes for the comfort factor. So if you are sizing up, then it's probably worth checking out some of those dress hire places, because if you're only going to wear it once or a couple of times, it's probably more economical to rent that outfit as opposed to spending a lot of money and buying an occasion dress that you might not wear again.
Okay. One final question. Not really question, so something I'd love to hear your thoughts on. We've talked a little bit about the impact that dressing can have on the mood, and how we're feeling. Do you have any final thoughts on, I guess, embracing the changing body, embracing the stage of life that we're in at the moment?
Yes, I think, firstly, don't be so hard on yourself, because it is a big change that you're going through in life. So I love this quote, which I read recently, where it said, change is hard at the start, messy in the middle. Change is hard at the start, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. And I think when you're going through that change and dressing your body, I think it will feel hard at the beginning, because you're navigating through not only your changing body, but how do I style my baby bump as well? And how do I style it based on who I am, making sure that style is still congruent to who you are as a person. So there's going to be days where you will feel like dressing up and you will feel like putting that outfit on. And there will be days where you won't feel like that. And that's completely okay, And I think it's important to not be so hard on yourself and take each day as it comes. If you have those go-to outfits that you really love and make you feel good, reach for them, and reach for them often. And it's really... It's the simple things, such as putting on a nice lip or putting on an accessory that you really love, like a bold necklace or some bold earrings. Immediately that's going to make your mood feel better and make you feel better. And I think it's also surrendering to that as well, surrendering to that change that you're going through and embracing it, and seeing how your current wardrobe can go with you through that change, and not feeling the need to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe as well, not feeling that pressure, not feeling like you need a whole new maternity wardrobe. So I think, some things that might help could be, really just sitting down and doing some reflection on your style. I always find that journaling about your style is a really great way to think about, okay, what are some style ruts that I feel like I'm going through at the moment? Or what are some style rules that I am telling myself that are sort of blocking me from, dressing the way that I want to dress through this period of time? And then thinking about what are some nice things that you can say to yourself, some style affirmations. When you look in the mirror, just saying things that make you feel good, like self-love things as well. I think that's really important because this is such a beautiful time in your life, and it's such a beautiful time in your life. You want to embrace this change that you're going through. So how can you do some things, some activities to sort of help you, navigate through that change? And I think style affirmations are a fantastic way to not only make you feel good, but they sort of get you into the mindset of, thinking about how you want to, like thinking about how you want to express yourself through this period.
You're talking about style and, fashion, but it sounds like you're talking about matrescence, the becoming of the mother. It's really, it's so many similarities there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think style affirmations are fantastic because just like affirmations in general, I think when you're going through any sort of change, it just helps you get into that mindset of accepting that change and then moving forward to that next level or next version of you that you're evolving into.
Yeah. And it was so great to chat today because, when I think as soon as you become pregnant, you start getting hit with all the ads and all the different clothes out there for the bump but I know that your ethos, you're all about quality over quantity and, buying for, I guess, longevity. And in this current, I guess, economical climate, but also the environmental impact of clothes, that's why I wanted to get you on to talk, because I thought you'd be the perfect person to speak to in terms of embracing your current wardrobe and thinking about it in terms of getting you from pregnancy right through to motherhood.
Definitely. I think, Instagrams any type of algorithm's really great at putting those ads out there to us. And I think it's important to know that you don't have to go out and buy an entirely new wardrobe. You can use what you have. And there's so many great resources out there on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram.
Your Instagram.
to show you how you can utilize what you have for as long as you can and only invest in those things that you need and things that you know that you will wear, postpartum and, into the future.
Yeah, love that. I think it's a perfect way to finish this too. How can women come and find you if they want to learn more about you and like what you offer, all those sorts of things?
They can find me. So my Instagram is styled at, oh gosh.
We'll have the links in the show notes.
So my Instagram is styled by Gulinka, and that's where I am most active. So if you would like to come and find me, I will be on Instagram.
Yeah, beautiful. And I wasn't going to mention this, but I will. I have worked with you as well. I've had a couple of sessions because I personally hate shopping. I love the outcome of shopping, but the act of spending time, rifling through heaps of clothes, I find, I don't feel I've got time for it. I find it overwhelming. I end up buying stuff that I don't need or that I don't want. So I have loved working and getting to know you and watching your business grow as well. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thank you, Kath, for having me.
We'll chat to you soon. And before I sign off, remember my team and I will be putting together the show notes for this episode with all the links at fitnessmama.com/podcast. That's it, ladies. Have a fabulous day, and I look forward to you joining me very soon for another episode of the Pregnancy, Birth and Recovery podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Fitness Mama podcast, brought to you by the Fitness Mama freebies found at www.fitnessmama.com/free. So please take a few seconds to leave a review, subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and be sure to take a screenshot of this podcast, upload it to your social media, and tag me at FitnessMama so I can give you a shout out too. Until next time, remember, an active pregnancy, confident childbirth, and strong postnatal recovery is something that you deserve. Remember our disclaimer, materials and contents in this podcast are intended as general information only and shouldn't substitute any medical advice, diagnosis or treatment. I'll see you soon.